Hi, I'm Mike Regan with TranzAct's 2-Minute Warning for the week of April 7th. Recently, I was interviewed by an individual who was asking me what was going on in the freight payment marketplace and if I could share some thoughts on what we saw as the quote-unquote next big things happening in freight payment. In this 2-minute warning, we want to briefly share 3 things that we think shippers and third parties are going to be wanting to pay attention to. First, we think there's going to be an increased emphasis on how a company's freight funds are being used by the freight payment provider. Now, the reason we mention this is twofold. First of all, with the pre-funding arrangements that a lot of financial institutions use, companies cannot answer a very basic and elemental question. And that question is this: how much does it actually cost us to use our freight payment provider? And the reason you can't know the answer to this question is because with the pre-fund arrangements, which look a lot like a factoring arrangement where a carrier gets paid early and the financial institution takes a small portion of the freight bill, it obscures what the overall cost looks like. More importantly, it raises your rates with the carriers because the carrier has an increased cost to get paid. We think companies are going to want to take control of their funds, and there's some ways that you can effectively do this. The second thing we think is going to be out there is an increased emphasis on predictive analytics. Now, the reason we mention this is because there's a wealth of information and data elements that come through a freight payment application. But these data elements and information really don't mean a lot unless they can be transferred into practical knowledge that helps you run and manage sustainable programs. The third thing we think is going to be out there is an emphasis on visibility, and specifically with the use of predictive analytics, a freight payment application can be a wonderful asset in terms of tracking product flows throughout your domestic and international supply chains. Now, with each and every 2-minute warning, we're here to remind you we are on your team and we're here to help. But more importantly, we're passionate about seeing you be successful, which is why we want to encourage you to give us a call today if you want to learn more about how you can take your freight payment application and use it to successfully manage and control your transportation and supply chain costs. Thanks for your time.